മാഷ് ഞാനൊരു പ്രോഗ്രാമിലുള്ളത്. ഞാൻ കുറച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് വിളിക്കാം. ഒരു ഓൺലൈൻ പ്രോഗ്രാമിലാണ്.
Okay, hello, good evening, everybody. At the onset, a happy Teachers' Day. Today is the National Teachers' Day here in India. And welcome to Curio Talks by Young Academy of India. And today with us a very special, gentleman, Shri T Gangadharan. He's a retired school teacher. And it's the first time in YAI's history, in the Curio Talks history, that a school teacher is coming for this Curio Talks. Dr. T Gangadharan, pardon me, he's not a doctor. He's a teacher, school teacher. T Gangadharan is a former teacher at Morara LP School in a village called Morara in Kannur district of Kerala. And he is a very well-known figure in terms of science communication and science popularization is concerned. He has been actively involved with Kerala Shastra Sahitya Parishad, KSSP. Earlier, he worked as a state president of the KSSP, and he's also worked as a former general secretary of AIPSN, that is All India People's Science Network, AIPSN. And he's a very well-known science communicator. As per my understanding, he is the most renowned science communicator in Malayalam. And we are really privileged to have you with us, sir. And welcome to Curio Talks and Young Academy of Sciences. And also, as per my understanding, this academies, all kinds of young academies here in India, young academy or prestigious established science academies, somehow we are completely missing the incorporation from the school education. Those schools are really important, because in one sense, school teachers have a lot bigger roles to play on shaping how the society is, especially the future generation. We are really happy to have you with us, and in this special day of National, the Teachers' Day, of course, the birth anniversary of Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. Welcome to you, sir, to this Curio Talk. And today with us, we have a co-moderator, Nitya Kriti. Hello, Nitya, over to you.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. So before we get started, I would like to wish you all happy Teachers' Day. So let's get started. Hello, sir. Good evening. How are you doing? Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, Gangadharan, sir. Could you be able to hear us? Yes, I think he's okay.
Yeah, right now I can hear. There was a problem in the connection.
All
Can you
right.
hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, sir. We can hear you. So how are you doing, sir? How have you been?
Okay. I used to be a primary school teacher in Kerala. Also, I have been an activist for the science movement in Kerala, also at the national level. I'm now aged 68. I've been a traveler also. I could travel almost all states of the country. Also, I could work in different parts of India related to many programs. For example, I could work in Odisha for a certain period. Three years I have been there for the rehabilitation work related to super cyclone of Odisha during 1999 and after that. Like that, I could work in other states also, apart from Kerala, related to many development projects. I've been roaming around. I think you are from Hyderabad? I think I heard so.
Yes, sir. I'm from Hyderabad.
You are from which part of?
I'm from
Hyderabad. Hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear
Hello.
you.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you
Yes, we
very
can hear
well.
you.
You were in Hyderabad, you were saying?
I think,
What was the work you did in Hyderabad?
yeah. I have been using Hyderabad very frequently for organizational purpose, as well as my brother is working there in Hyderabad. I had visited Osmania University and IRD, many other institutions there. Also the TIS campus, I've been working.
Okay.
Okay, what I want to tell you is that even though I've been working as a primary school teacher, I've been working much more in the rural areas of Kerala because I've been a development planner also. I've been an elected Panchayat member in Kerala. So I had to do many things related to local level development. So in that way also, I had to travel to many parts of Kerala state, as well as other states also. In Jharkhand, in Tamil Nadu, in West Bengal, in Haryana, many places. I had some projects to work with. So I'll tell you, I'm not an academician, even though I know something about. My major areas of work is related to rural development, local level planning, resource mapping program, etc., etc. In Kerala, I've been associated with Kerala Shastra Sahitya Parishad, KSSP. It's a science, people science movement. And I've been working very closely with the KSSP at the grassroots level, as well as at the state level, district level, etc. This organization primarily tries to take science to the people. So I'm related to many schools and colleges and universities in Kerala related to their research activities. Also with the Center for Development Studies in Thiruvananthapuram, also the Center for Earth Science Studies. I had opportunities to work with very closely related to many projects. For example, the People's Resource Mapping Program was supported by Center for Earth Science Studies. And this program was taken to the local governments of Kerala, mainly the Panchayat. And we had mapped the whole Panchayats of Kerala within 5 years' time. And this triggered a local development planning program. And as I was an elected member in my Panchayat, it is called Kalyeshwari. It's very near to Kannur University campus. Actually, the Kannur University campus is existing in the Kalyeshwari Gram Panchayat. Years back, I've been an elected member in that Panchayat. And we initiated the resource mapping program there. And this Panchayat people started the development planning of at the Panchayat level. And that provided a model for how to prepare a development plan for a local Gram Panchayat. And that methodology was taken up for the famous People's Planning campaign in Kerala. Now, you know, in the whole Gram Panchayats and municipalities of Kerala, you can see a very interesting program called People's Planning Campaign. The meaning is that all the 1,200 local governments of Kerala nowadays prepare their own development plan, annual plan and 5-year plan. And that methodology for this local level planning was provided by my Panchayat when I was working there as an elected representative in the Gram Panchayat. So this is my these are my areas of function. I work as a science activist, a communicator, a primary school teacher, a development planner. Also, I used to travel to various parts of the world. I'm a frequent traveler also. And related to the college level function, I had got opportunities to visit many colleges, engineering colleges and other colleges. I will tell you some experience related to my connection with the colleges. Very near to my house, there is an engineering college. It is called Kannur Government Engineering College or Government College of Kannur, GCEK. It is called GCEK.
Okay.
It's a very good government college in Kerala State. During my field level activities in the Gram Panchayat, I visited this engineering college for their support because we were preparing a map called power line map. You know power line, the electricity power line, the LTE power lines. And we prepared a very detailed map of the power lines in my panchayat. The map was prepared in 1:4,000 scale. It's a very large map. You can see each and every power line, electric post, etc. In the full area of the Gram Panchayat in this map. So very detailed. And the support we required from the engineering college was, we had a problem of voltage instability there. So we wanted to stabilize the voltage. The reason for this, I know that the difference between different phases of electricity, more supply was given from a certain phase. So that creates a voltage drop in that phase. And some other lines will not be affected by that problem. So we want to stabilize this issue. And we sought the help of the engineering college, electrical engineering division of this engineering college. So they were not aware of this problem anywhere. It was for the first time they were facing such a problem. So they came to my panchayat and they visited the whole information we have collected and made a proposal for a detailed study for stabilizing the voltage in the whole panchayat area. And they could find that in each LT phase, there is much difference of consumption of electricity. And so they made a program from phase 1, certain connections has to be reconnected to phase 2, and that way. It took 1 month's time for the electricity department division of the engineering college to fix on this issue. And a detailed map of this was created by them. And it was a copy of the map was given to the State Electricity Board of Kerala. And they took it very seriously. And within 3-4 months' time, they made all the reconnections in the area. And thereafter, the voltage was very stabilized, very much stabilized in the whole area. And the electricity board told us that it was a great support for them. It was a great help because they were not having such a detailed map, which provides information with all the connections in each phase. And our work helped the electricity board to make these corrections so that the voltage stability was achieved. And thereafter, they did the same thing for many other places also. So this was a real work which helped the engineering college students as well as the electricity board. Before that, the engineering college students told me that they had no such field experience beforehand. They were learning from the college, they were getting certificate, and they were not having field experience in such things. And thereafter, the electricity department of the college were approaching us for many such activities. Can you help us to give a practical opportunity for our students in certain other projects like this? And thereafter, we gave them another opportunity to learn about the cook stoves of our area. That also is much related to energy, you know. And they did a study for us about the cook stouts in our panchayat, and that also became a very important step. So in this situation, what I want to tell you is that the college students, the university students, they should have an opportunity to work with the society in the locality, in the nearby society of the college or university where they are studying, so that they can understand the problems of the society. They can support the society, they can help the society in solving such a problem, so that both are getting the benefit. The society will get the problem solved, and the college students are getting opportunity to understand many issues faced by the society, and thereby they can use this opportunity to better their academic proficiency in many areas. So this is one experience I want to share with you. Okay. And if you have any other questions, I can respond also.
Yeah, so sir, actually very interesting. So I was just thinking, my mind wandered, like when you were saying about the line, right? The electricity line. I was thinking about the latest, one of the latest article which I read, American, the pay structure. So which profession in America gets maximum salary? Of course, there are obvious options like, a surgeon and lawyer, they are earning, but there are unexpected entries in it. For example, one of the unexpected is lineman, the line worker. Americans call it line worker. A line worker earns almost $100,000 per year, which is way higher than what a university professor earns. And this proposed the risk that your profession is in. Somehow we are missing here in India, isn't it? A line worker, how much are they earning? Though how many line workers are being dead? I keep on seeing that kind of news, like in the Facebook, for example, even in my town in Payyanur, there has been a mishappen. So I think that the profession somehow it should connect with the risk taken with the salary structure. What is your opinion about it?
Yeah. Can you repeat the last part of that?
Yeah, my point is that, the salary should be proportional to the risk. If you're in a job with a lots of risk, like a sewerage worker, of course there is a huge risk, right? Or mine worker, you need to get more salary, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is what I feel. What is your opinion?
Correct. Yeah. In India, I understand that the difference between the salary of low grade workers and high grade workers is around 1:30. 1:30.
Yeah.
When I visited China in 2011, I asked this question to some people there. Then at that time, it was in 2011, the doctor told me that I earn 12,000 yen a month, 12,000 yen. And I interviewed a low grade worker, that is an office attendant. He told me that he's getting 2,000 yen. So this is a range, the lowest and highest, 2,000 yen and 12,000 yen. And normally the farmers or farm workers of China, they are getting around 4,000 yen. And the school teachers like me, primary school teacher, they're getting around 5,000 yen. So this is the range. So there in China, the range of salary is 2,000 is to 12,000. That is 1:6. That is the only difference. But here in India, it is 1:30. In many parts of the world, there are, the minimum salary. For example, I heard that in United States, the minimum salary for an hour is $8. It's an $8. When I visited Australia some years back, they told me that the minimum salary there is $14 per hour. Per hour. So in many countries like this, the difference is not very high like in India. In the welfare nation, the difference is very less. Most of the people, whatever work they are doing, they are getting almost not same, but there is difference. The difference is within the range of 1:10. So I won't say that the manual workers should be paid the highest amount. I won't say that, but the difference should be less. That is a socialistic idea that whatever you do for the society, and you should get the remuneration for a better living. But in our country, the situation is not so. Some people are working very hard, but they are getting very less money for that. Some people are not at all working hard, they are very relaxed, and they are getting higher amount as remuneration. This has to be changed. But I clearly know that it will not change immediately, because it is a part of a total change of the and total change in development scenario.
Yeah.
And you were saying, like, when you were saying that you were part of this cartography mission, 1:4,000 something, that map making, very interesting. I was just thinking about my own nephew. He's a BTech student at IIT Hyderabad, and the project work he got is quite similar. Make a map of the Palakkad region, Nila campus. And I was thinking about this citizen science, in which the school students can also do little bit of the science by observing the nature. Somehow, that citizen science initiative in school is very rare, isn't it? Have you ever came across any such citizen science mission in your school? Something like a butterfly survey or bird.
When I was studying, no. When I was studying in the primary classes, I could not meet such things. But when I was in the high school classes, I got familiarized with my organization there. A class teacher told me that you should read books, you should read magazines published by this organization. And that was the first instance I got familiarized with the KSSP. And I think that advice of my teacher had changed the whole life of myself. So teachers can do many things like this. They can guide the children to work with such movements, and they can guide like research work. At that level, it was a type of research work to guiding the students. You read this, you do that, you go there, you meet that person, etc., etc. So these are the primary activities which a teacher can do to channelize or give a direction to the activities of the students. I got very rare opportunities like that, not everywhere.
Yes, Nitya?
Yes, sir. So I heard that you have been to like around 40 countries in your recent years. And which country you like the most, and any special experience you would like to share with us?
Can you repeat the question? I could not hear it very clearly.
Yeah, sure. I was asking that you have been to 40 countries, right? So which country you like the most, and any special experience that you would like to share with all of us today?
I can repeat that question, sir. She's saying like you have been to many countries, around 40 countries. So
the countries.
Yes.
Yeah. I got it. I won't say a single country, but I would say a group of countries, which is normally called welfare nations. That is the Scandinavian countries. I liked it very, very much.
Okay.
Denmark, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Estonia, all these countries. I like it very much because they are getting more and more rest time, leave they are getting. There is 5-day week. Everywhere there is 5-day week. And their salary is increasing every year. So they are getting more and more money. At the same time, they have to work less and less time. Earlier it was 6 days. Now it has become 5 days. And they anticipate that they will work less. And with that money, they can lead a better life. And many of them I could find, they are working at home, not going to the office or institution. They are working at home. So they benefit by all this. Because they are getting time to spend with their family to the maximum. They are getting time to spend with the children. So they have a particular type of a family life as well as social life. And that is the main reason for the quality of life they are getting there. So for your question, my answer is this. The Scandinavian countries are the most where the quality of life is maximum. Also, I will add Australia, many of the European countries, Western European countries mainly. Quality of life is much, much higher. And they are getting more and more leisure time. So this is two parts of the life, getting more in and getting more leisure time, so that they can enjoy the life. They can enjoy life. That's it.
Yeah, so to continue the same talk about the Scandinavian countries, I also got a chance to go, not like you, little bit only. And yes, so these are like welfare states, socialist, plus they are capitalists. They have a midway, isn't it? So I think that's a very nice equation which they are following. They are at the same time they are capitalist economically, but they are actually welfare states, egalitarian, isn't it? So my question to you is about your particular experience in Helsinki. You have shared some pics, and I have never been to Helsinki or anywhere in the Finland, though I really wish to go there. Finland is it's a beautiful place. My question to you is about the Finnish education system. You spend some time in Helsinki and rest of the Finland. What is your opinion about the education in Finland? And what is the take-home message, and how we can improve Indian education system from the Finland? So there has been a very new publication also I came to know from our Kerala Shastra Sahitya Parishat in Malayalam about the Finnish education system and what Kerala can take out, the cues from Finnish education system. So over to you, sir. What is your opinion about it?
Very good, very good. I had visited Finland. I was there one full day and part of the night. And Finland is a very small country. Of course, by area, it is very large, but the living area is very, very small. Most of the people live near Helsinki, and there are two, three other small cities. So that is it. Other parts of the nation is totally forest area. So most of the people visit only Helsinki, because if you are not a naturalist, and if you don't want to see the forest, there is no meaning in visiting other parts of Finland. And I also visited the city area of Helsinki and the nearby areas. That's all. And one attraction was certainly the education system of Finland. Their school, by sight, it is not very different. Good building, very good atmosphere, and they are very much naturalists. You can say they listen to nurture their nature very well. Everything they do is related to the conservation of nature and looking after others, etc. They behave with people very, 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 very friendly. Very friendly they are behaving with others. Not only the children, even the elder people also. When you ask something to them, they are very polite and they are answering you. They will tell you everything to your point, whatever you are asking. Exactly, they will tell that. And if they think that there is some deviation from our views, they will very politely point out that, sir, I don't think so. I think this way, etc., etc. So their behavior is very, very gentle and very, very attractive. We will like them. That's it. And within the classroom, the atmosphere is entirely different. Number of children are around 20 to 30. That is all. 30 is the maximum. Normally, there is 20-25 students in a classroom. And the arrangements are perfect. In each class, the seating arrangements, everybody has a table and chair, and they have connectivity in front of them. They have computer systems, laptop, etc. At the seat, everything is there. And they take care of the students to build up their habits from age 4 when they are in kindergarten. The children develop their habits from the school itself. They are sent to the canteen, they are sent to the toilet. Everywhere, the teachers are observing them as a friend. As a friend. They will guide them. If they require any help, they will guide them. And how they have to take the plate, how they have to take the food, and how they should not take more food, and how they have to clean the plates, how they have to clean the seating after taking food. Everything the child is learning, most of the things from the school itself. So their school is not merely book and pen and that sort of thing. Their life itself is an education. That's very important, I think. As a teacher, wherever I go, I try to see things there about education. As far as possible, I get into a school, or if it is not possible, I talk to teachers and youth, etc., to understand about their education. So Finland, the system is very much child-friendly, very much child-friendly. They're getting all sorts of facilities there. And moreover, the teachers are having the maximum qualified teachers they are having. Their quality is enormous. The quality of the teachers. I could understand that getting a teacher's job in Finland is very, very, very difficult. Here in India, many people want to become doctor. If you are not able to become a doctor, your next choice may be an engineer or that sort of thing. But there, the number one choice is becoming a teacher, and that too, becoming a primary teacher, primary school teacher. That is the maximum paid job there, a school teacher. University teachers are not paid that much. That is secondly. So becoming a school teacher is the biggest thing they are dreaming in Finland. So these are some points I want to share.
Yeah, that's very interesting point which you shared, that the teachers are highly paid. I think that is one of the main reasons why Finland is #1 in the world in many aspects, like human development index, even happiness index. You know, the Finland is consistently coming the top. So I think we really need to pay a lot of attention to primary school teaching. You made a very important observation here. Over to Nitya. Do you have any other questions?
Yes. So I would like to know, like, what is your experience in Japan? The model of cultural integration while eliminating superstitions and pseudoscience is very interesting. So could you please share your experiences on that?
Okay. In Japan, I was there for 11 days. 11 days. I was invited to Japan by a friend who is a professor in Nihon Fukushi University. It is in Nagoya. Nagoya is quite far from Tokyo, and Nagoya is considered as the city of Toyota. The city is full of Toyota factories there. And there I had gone to attend a workshop for planning the future curriculum of that university. You know, the University of Japan are mostly private. Most of the universities are private and run by many business houses. So they usually compete to have better curriculum, better experience abroad, etc., etc. So this university, the Nihon Fukushi University, is a private university owned by a business house there in Japan. And my friend, he used to come to Kerala every year with a group of students, some 12, 15 students every year. They were coming to Kerala. But for the last 2 years, they are not coming because of the COVID. And my visit was just to attend a 3-day workshop there. Okay. And after the 3 days, my friend had arranged a very detailed visit in different parts of Japan, in Hiroshima, in Kyoto, in Fukuoka. Also, I visited a school in detail. I was in a school, an elementary school, for about a full day, almost a full day. That elementary school was having up to sixth class, and the number of students are around 700. What I could understand is that the learning teaching medium is Japanese. They are not learning English. Learning English just started. I visited Japan in 2006. So very recently, they have started learning English in schools. And that also only one period in a week, only one period. So they are not crazy about learning English and other foreign languages. They are learning everything in Japanese language. And the facility in school classrooms are enormous. The seating arrangements, Japan is a country of technology. Everywhere you can see different technologies used there. And the seating facility is very, very good. Each child has got a particular table and a chair, and the chair can be tilted in many, many directions. So they enjoy sitting the chair itself, and they don't need to carry their books to their home. There is no homework system. Work is only at school. So when they leave the school, they have to keep the books in a bag, and they can keep in a box in the wall. Every child has a small shelf in the classroom itself, and they can keep their books in that shelf. So they go to their house free-handed. So after going home, they can play. They don't want to do anything else at home. Within the classroom, each child is having a dictionary. Each child has got a calculator there. And within the classroom, they are having a tape recorder, they're having a TV, they're having a 3-in-1 system there, a mic system is there. So all modern, I'm telling you about the situation in 2006. 15 years back, they had all these things. That school was having a TV telecasting system there. They have a TV camera, and they have a closed circuit TV telecasting system there. Whenever the principal wanted to tell the students, all the students something, he will go to the room next to his office room. There is a telecasting unit there, and a technician is available there, and he will speak. At the same time, all the students will be seeing the principal speaking something. So this is the system available there. We cannot imagine itself. And almost all teachers are having their cars and computer at the teaching room. Even the parents, when they are visiting the school, they have a very large room available there. There are a few computers available there. The parents also can work at the computer if they require any such services.
Okay.
And most of the students are coming from the nearby area. They are implementing the nearby schooling system. They cannot go to a school very far. They can, but it is very, very expensive. They can go to international schools also, but it's very, very expensive. Normally, all the students are going to the nearby government school or the municipality school. Their food system is very, 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 very special. Food is provided at the school by the municipality, for which money has to be paid by the parents, but it is subsidized. The quality of food is excellent. I also had an occasion to take their food at the school. So I would say it's a model. It's a model for a better world. very good school create a very good nation.
Very fascinating.
Yeah, so very interesting story about having lived in 5 years city, something like a nostalgic. I was just thinking about my own life in Japan, not those days. My next question to you is about architecture. You have been almost everywhere in Central Europe, where you can see medieval architecture, and I have seen so many of your photographs with Italian, like pizza, Pisa, right? It's called Pisa, right? Pisa or Pisa, I don't know. And Paris, the Versailles Palace. I mean, you've been everywhere in the Central Europe, and many of these European medieval monuments, the Europeans are doing a great job with the restoration, but unfortunately the restoration is kind of lagging here in India, right? Have you been to some restoration works? Like in 2019, I went to Konark Sun Temple, and I was kind of astonished to see the kind of the restoration that ASI has been doing over there, the profound works of many centuries back, but somehow we are not able to equal to that artistry. What is your thought about it?
Yeah. I was a frequent traveler, a visitor to Konark. When I was working in Odisha for 3 years, whenever I was exhausted, I'll take a taxi and go to Konark or Puri. That was a habit of me. So this is a very well-known place to me. I have the same opinion, because when I visited Konark in 90s, the renovation work was going on. And I visited Konark 2 years back. Still it is continuing, not completed. Not completed. Because in India, that sort of projects are very, very slow. And we cannot see that rigor of renovation as in Europe and other parts of the world. In Europe, most of the churches are tourist places now. When you visit Vatican or other churches in many parts of Europe, people are going there just to see the painting, just to see the paintings. What a beautiful buildings are they. So they consider these buildings, these old buildings, very, 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 conservable. They want to conserve it at any cost. And even the children, whenever you go to many places in India, you can see students will write something on the walls and, and in different parts of the building. The couples will write both the names of the couples on the wall of the building. That is a tradition in our places. That's a culture. But they don't even touch the walls. They are keeping it. If any child is touching, the parents will, no, you should not do that, boy. So this is the treatment. So the children are learning these things from their early childhood itself. So that difference is there. And they are trying to keep the traditional architecture also in many places. For example, I'll tell you in Jordan, when I visited Jordan, in the city of Amman, there are two parts, old city and a new city. Old city is full of old buildings, and new city is recently constructed building. They have restricted the levels to 4. Beyond 4 levels, there is no building at all. They prohibit constructing buildings more than 4 stories. And I asked them why. What is the reason? So they say, our population is not so high. So we don't need to go at that height. It is not required. Number 2, from the beginning of the modern governance, we have been trying to take care of the construction activities. We restrict the construction activities which make substantial changes to the traditional construction system. And they are conserving the old structures very, very beautifully, very, very carefully. Jordan is a Muslim country, you know. Most of the people, 98% are Muslim population. But apart from these things, cutting across the cultures, they are keeping this tradition very, very important there.
Great, sir. Good to know about that. So my next question is, what is your thought about Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, whose birth anniversary is today? And many call him as a philosopher, but in reality, he was a Hindu theologian and Vedantic idealist. So, have you read any of his work and you would like to share with us?
Nitya, I could not understand your question because there is a sound problem here. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, sure. I'll look to that. So today we are celebrating Teachers' Day because of Dr. Radhakrishnan birth anniversary. So many call him as philosopher, but in reality, he was a Hindu theologian and idealist. So, like, have you read any of his works and you would like to share with us now?
Yeah, there seems some problem with the Nitya's connection. Let me repeat that question to you. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is your thoughts
Yeah.
about Dr. S. Radhakrishnan? You know, that whose birth anniversary is today. He is a famous philosopher too, right?
Yeah.
And many people call him as a philosopher, but
Correct.
you know, if you actually read his books, he's more into Hindutva and Hindu, Vedanta, right? Vedantic idealism is what he was actually writing more on. So have you read any of his work, any of his book, and what are your thoughts about his philosophy? Yes.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Yes, I had read. To an extent, I could read Radhakrishnan. And I respect him as a great teacher, more than a ruler or an administrator. I like him as a teacher, also as a philosopher. He speaks about philosophy at a basic level. I don't wonder that he is thinking on Hindutva line because he has been working with that sort of people most of his lifetime. But I didn't feel that he is focusing on that only. Habitually, he is speaking about that. More than that, his views about education is profoundly higher because we know the Radhakrishnan Commission report on higher education. And there he has been speaking about the basic changes that should occur. And the period he has been living here was not the modern age, you know. So science and technology at that time was entirely different. But he was much caring about the attitudes of the teachers, He found it very, very important because attitude is very important. Teachers are the section of peoples who can make basic changes in any society. And personally, I think that I had many occasions to take other jobs in banks, in electricity board, etc. I had opportunity because I had got selection. But fortunately, I didn't leave the teaching job. And today, when I look back, I think that I was fortunate and I took a wise decision on continuing the teacher's profession. Not only teaching students the school, majority of my life, I've been teaching the general public also on many occasions. Because as an activist, even now I'm doing that because scientific timber is a very important thing which our population has been missing to a great extent. So I think that is a major area we have to work with. So when I speak about Radhakrishnan as a university teacher, I respect him very much, not only as a teacher only, but his views on teaching profession and his views on university education. That attitude is very, very important for me.
Yeah, so very interesting your points. And you briefly mentioned something about scientific temperament. And you have been working in school education for a long time, and till you retire. And even now, of course, you have been retired from your public life. You are still actively involved with the teaching and all those things, right? The public, administration, everything. So,
Yeah.
what is your observation about scientific temperament in our country over these years? So are we actually improving the population wise temperament, or is it actually going down? What is your take on it?
Yeah. We are going down. We are going down. Considering the nation as a whole, we are going down. I am certainly believing that. I can tell you various occasions I've been get convinced about this. West Bengal, for example, is a very, very culturally improved area. West Bengal in during the 19th and 20th centuries, Bengal showed the way for the whole nation in the 18th and 19th century. So they have been the torch bearers of Indian culture at a time. If you go to the rural areas of Bengal, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. In many interior villages of Bengal, you can see witch hunting. Even now, witch hunting, if a landlord want to get in contact with a lady for sexual purpose, and if the lady denies, the landlord or feudal person, he will create a plan to attack the lady, attack the woman through his systems. His aides, some of his aides will declare that that girl is not a good girl. That lady is wrong. She is not good. You look at her nose, it's very long. She has a very long nose, a pointed nose. And her eyes are not good. She is looking fiercely. So, by all these things, I think that she is a witch. She is a witch. And the whole village believes that she is a witch. And if there is a contagious disease in a village, people start saying it is because of her. It is because of that lady. Our village is having this contagious disease. If there is a natural disaster, the reason is, oh, that lady, she is the reason. She created all these problems in our village because she is a bitch. She is a witch. So thereafter, after certain events, the people started hunting her by throwing stones and compelling her to run away to nearby villages or to her relatives, etc. Because she cannot live there. The feudal the leader will be attacking, or his men will be attacking this person, and she cannot live there peacefully. So this is called witch hunting. Even in many parts of Bengal, even now, they are experiencing witch hunting. You go to Jharkhand, you go to Bihar, rural areas are having that sort of superstitions. It's quite natural. But we have to think about changing this. That thinking also is not there. That is the biggest problem. That thinking of changing the rural situation is seen nowhere in such places. At least in Kerala or at least in South India, we are having this thinking, we have to change. How you can change? You can change the system, the social system, only through education, either by formal education or by informal education. And my organization is doing something in informal sector. We have been bringing many experiences to the people through many events so that changes are occurring. But in northern India, especially, this thinking is not there. People should think of changing the system. And that thinking should compel you to make changes in the curriculum, in the textbooks and teaching learning experiences, etc. I've been talking to you about the Scandinavian system. In the Scandinavian system of education, they are actually helping the students to grow as an individual, Your individuality is very much considered there. So at a time, maybe after your adolescence, you will be in a position or you will be empowered to see everything critically. Students of that area, they will see everything critically because they are learning that way. Don't obey your teachers unwantedly. Don't obey your parents because you are an individual. You are a free individual. Don't believe only because your teacher says so. Don't believe only because your parents say so. No, you are a free citizen. So you have to think whatever you are hearing from your teacher, your parents, your neighbors, your friends, but take your own decision. Take your own position. This is a way in nurturing the scientific temper. Whenever you face any problem, any issue, you have to think, what is the reason? What is the reason? Then you can guess, oh, this may be the reason. Then you have to confirm, is that the reason? For that, you have to analyze the system. You have to collect some information about that. Then you will be able to analyze the problem and you will be finding out a correct answer. Then you will be able to discard the earlier hypothesis or accept the earlier hypothesis. This is the way. So in every day by day, you are facing a lot of issues and problems and opportunities. Everywhere, you have to think this way. Why? Why it is so? Then you start thinking, maybe this, maybe due to this, maybe due to this. Oh, not by that, maybe due to this. This process of thinking is a major process of scientific temper. Then you will be able to take your own position, your own decision. If you're doing so, I would say you have scientific temper. And unfortunately, most of our people in India are not having the scientific temper because they are not getting this process of thinking through their school education and informal education. So we have to focus on that.
Yeah, very, very interesting point, sir. And now, before concluding, I would like to say, I think the audience is not informed well about the KSSP, Kerala Shastra Sahitya Parishad. You were chairing, you were directing this fantastic organization for many years. And in 2016, that is 5 years ago, I visited Sweden, the Stockholm. And Stockholm is a place where Nobel Prizes are being awarded. Everybody knows. You were in Stockholm too. So there is a alternative Nobel Prize, popularly called the so-called the Right Livelihood Award, has been received by KSSP. And I think that when you were the director of the KSSP, you got this award. So could you please elaborate the kind of work that KSSP is doing? And this is a big award, right? This Nobel, the Right Livelihood is around 200,000 euros. And how did you spend that much money? That's a big price. Yes, over to you, sir.
First, I will tell you about the functions of KSSP. KSSP was started in 1962 as an organization of science writers in vernacular. During those days, there were only 40 people in this organization. And their only aim was to write science, popular science in Malayalam language. And there they started. Gradually, after 4 years, a new general secretary came to KSSP. His name was P.T. Bhaskara Panikar. He was a great administrator, a great teacher, and a great politician also. And he made a basic change. he started admitting members in KSSP. Before that, only writers could be members of KSSP. And during his time, he decided that anybody who is interested in science can be a member of KSSP. That was a basic change. And thereafter, many teachers started coming to this organization. And after a few years, we started doing something for the farmers. Then farmers came to the organization. When we started doing something for women, they came to the organization in a large way. So nowadays, you can see every sections of people in KSSP. There are unemployed people, there are employed people, there are farmers, there are scientists, there are teachers, there are women, there are transgenders, there are all sorts of people are there. And the main focus is that everybody should communicate on science. As far as possible, you should work with science. You should take science to the common people, to the villagers. If the farmers are to get the benefit of science, they should know to take up the farming activity in a scientific way. So they should know about new seeds, new manures, new equipments, everything. Modern knowledge should be taken to the farmers. Likewise, the students should be benefited by new methodology of education. They should get a new world outlook. So whatever KSSP is doing is for taking science to the people. I will tell you some examples where people are getting benefited by these things. One research activity we had taken up in 1980s was modernizing the cook stoves. Normally, people of Kerala have been using firewood for cooking purpose. And now more than 60% of Kerala families are using LPG, gas stoves are used. But in those days, it was not so. Most of the people used firewood. And that was creating a lot of problems, like carbon emission is there, and health issues are there, because women folks who are doing most of the cooking work, they are inhaling the smoke, so it creates health issues. And for firewood only, a lot of forests are degraded, so many problems are there. So the first research activity KSSP could take up was modernizing the cook stoves. And our research resulted in an invention, that is a new type of cook stove where firewood consumption has reduced to 1/3. So that is it. So most of the Kerala families could get the benefit of our research. So they know what is science. They know what is science through their cooking experience. Why smoke is not coming to the kitchen, why it is going out, how it is going out. What is the difference in the length of the this smoke tube or chimney? How the draft of the chimney is differing when the length of the tube is changing. So there is science there. So wherever we take something new to the people, we educate them the science part of that, the technology part of that. So every opportunity we are using for giving them sense of science and technology. Recently, we have developed another equipment. It is called hot box. Hot box is a thermocol device where you can reduce your cooking time just by half. That means if you want to cook rice, after boiling, you need not use any energy at all, because you have to retain the level of energy, the temperature. You have to retain the level of temperature. And for that, we are using this hot box. After boiling, the rice pot will be taken to this vessel and kept inside that, so that without any fuel, that level of temperature is retained and the cooking will happen naturally. So you are saving half of the firewood or gas or electricity, whatever fuel you are using. And this hot box is a cheap or low cost equipment, and we are selling it for 350 rupees now. And you can use it for 10 or 15 years. And you can calculate the amount of forest we have saved, the amount of firewood we have reduced in consumption using this small, simple device. And that is designed by KSSP. So we are not going for high science, high-end science. We are not possible to do that. We are not doing any basic research, but we are using the adaptive research, which will benefit almost all families in Kerala. So that is our mode of function. Also, we are publishing hundreds of books. Right now, every year we are publishing around 30 books, every year. We are having around 600 titles now at our stock. Till date, we could publish more than 1,400 titles. Most of them are popular science books in Malayalam. We are having English books also. Okay. So I would say the focus of all activities of KSSP is increasing or enhancing scientific temper. And we are using the drama, Kalajada part of that. That is very, very famous in Kerala. Every year we are running a Kalajada, and it will be visiting some 300 to 400 centers with cultural performances. It attracts a lot of people in Kerala. And many, many policy issues are raised in our Kalajada programs also. Many scientific issues are also taken. For example, I will tell you, a small drama was on cholera. So what is the reason for cholera? So why you should drink clean water? Why clean water is very important for health? These types of messages are given to the people through the cultural performances. Okay, so we are doing quite a lot of things this way. And now I will tell you about the award. A Swedish person, a Swedish university professor, his name was Ole Törnqvist. He is still there in Sweden, Ole Törnqvist. He had a research project within 3 areas of the world. One is South Africa, number 2 is Kerala, and third one was Indonesia. What is the similarity for these three areas? Kerala is the first area where communist government came into being through a general election. So that is the importance of Kerala. The first communist government through election came into being in Kerala. South Africa also is a place where communism has a good impact. Also in Indonesia, there is a strong communist party. So his research was basically on these 3 areas. What is the impact of communist ideals in 3 areas? Kerala, Indonesia, and South Africa. So he was in Kerala for quite a long time in different periods. 1-2 months he will be there in Kerala. And he came to Kerala 3 or 4 times, I remember. And I had a very good relation with Ole Törnqvist. And he was the person who suggested KSSP should be considered for the Right Livelihood Award. And it was in 1996, KSSP was awarded Right Livelihood. At that time, it was around 27 lakhs rupees. And you should know one thing about KSSP. KSSP don't take any money from outside for the organizational activity. For every organizational activity, we are making our own money through our activities by selling books, by selling magazines, by selling hot box, by propagating cook chulas, etc., etc. we are getting sufficient money for our organizational works. So this was an additional money which came in the form of an award. So we decided not to use that money for organizational activities. We have deposited that money. Even this money is with us as a fixed deposit. Whenever we want some money additionally, we take loan out of this deposit and we use it, and we will reimburse the money soon after we get the money. So we always keep that award money in bank accounts. It is still there. So that's it.
Great. Okay. So talking about the next question, sir. So what is your
Hello?
advice? Just, sir, can you hear me now?
Okay.
Yeah.
My
Can
advice
you
as a student, yeah,
Sir, I was
as a
asking,
student, I will advise you. Hello?
yeah, I was asking, what is your advice to the scientists of the country to improve their science communication skills to reach out to the general public and the school students?
Yeah. Okay. Uh, I would say the first thing they have to do is, all the scientists, they have to visit the society. They have to visit the society. They have to visit farmers. They have to visit other rural people. Then and there. In the initial stage, I told you about an experience when I worked with an engineering college.
Yeah.
They got an opportunity to understand the energy issues of the nearby areas of their college. Okay. If I could not provide them that opportunity, those students will not be working with us. So they will pass out as a normal student. After 4 years, they will getting their BTech degree, they will go to some work. But this practical experience might have empowered them to a great extent. Many people told me after that, oh, it was a good experience. So our total outlook was changed. When we start working with the people, our outlook changes. Our conception of the problem, our conception of development totally changes. So my suggestion is that every teacher and every student should get opportunities to work with the society in a larger way. You have to work outside the syllabus, so that you'll be getting the life issues. You can correlate with those issues to your learning activities. If you are a designer or you are an architect, you will be learning to design buildings. But if a local villager wants a building of his own, he will have some suggestions. My house should be like this. My house should be like this. And that suggestions give you an opportunity to design something different according to his request and according to his requirements. So that gives you a lot of opportunities to develop yourself. So this is my piece of advice to you. Don't take it as an advice from an expert. I'm a layman. I'm a school teacher. I'm a local activist. I work always with the people. So practically, I think that every development work, every learning, every technology should be for the benefit of the people. So you should know what they require, what the people require. So that is my advice.
Well said, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And it was a privilege for us, the whole Young Academy of India, to have you with us. This evening, you spent a considerable amount of time, almost 1.5 hours with us. And it's a rare opportunity, I would like to say, because you are my role model. You know, the way that you are living your life for the service of the society at the grassroots level. And, you know, we are completely, you know, we are carried away with the kind of work that you are doing. And hats off to you. You're amazing, sir. Thank you for coming, for, you know, to spend the time with us, and the words of wisdom which you relayed on today that is the Teachers Day is amazing. And finally, you were saying about the Right Livelihood Award and the KSSP's contribution. I would like to say that this organization has actually helped me a lot. This is the organization I would like to say thanks for my life, because I also grew up reading, Eureka and Shastra Keralam of the KSSP. And yes, so in my house also, you were saying about this, the thermal cooker. So we also had this kind of cooker. It's immensely, the power saved is amazing, but somehow I didn't see the chudara petti in Malayalam we call, right, the hot box. This invention is highly useful. You said rightly that the kind of trees that you saved. Yeah, I never thought about that. You saved, yes, this invention saved a large number of trees, and more than that, I was just thinking, how many lives have you saved? Because the air pollution, the air pollution is also a very big factor in the kitchen in the olden times when we burned the wood. And also about the money saved, everything is amazing, but somehow that is not escaped out of the Kerala, So yeah, somehow I think I will bring this as a gift when I go home next time. So it's a great invention, and of course we all cook rice, isn't it? So yes, sir. Thanks a lot for this time with us, and we are really privileged to have you with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. On this Teachers' Day, I feel I'm very much revered, and I got a very good opportunity to talk with you. And as a teacher, my humble request is that work with the people. That will create substantial change in your outlook and in your profession. So take it from me at this time. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Your last piece of wisdom is also amazing, to work with the people. That's amazing. Yes. Thanks a lot from the bottom of my heart and the Young Academy of India. And thanks to Kriti as well, Nitya, for coming in and, the moderating this session. And next week we have Dr. Dilip Vasudevan. He's a structural biologist from Institute of Life Science in Bhubaneswar. So I will see you all at 4:30 p.m. Next week. Okay, and till then, please take care of yourself and do wear mask. The COVID is not yet over. So bye-bye. Take care.